for speed reviews. Woo! If you're new here, speed reviews are one of the most important videos to me. I'd argue the one that I spend the most time on because I have a whole makeup drawer in front of me dedicated to speed reviews where every single makeup item I try gets put in this drawer, and they must stay in this drawer until I update you guys in a speed reviews after I've tried the product multiple times with other multiple products, multiple wear tests, so that I can give you my final thoughts on these products with a tight little bow right on top. I definitely recommend watching these videos as often as you can because sometimes in my initial reviews, they might be different than what I come up with here after wearing the items a few times. So this is my final way of giving those final thoughts if anything changes. Today we have 30 products that we are going to get into, and the goal is, will this video be under 30 minutes? That's the goal. Okay, let's get into it. So the first product that I have is from Peter Thomas Roth. This is the Instant Firm X No Filter Primer. I purposefully did not do a demo on my face with this because anything I put on top peels off, gets absolutely destroyed. Now this isn't necessarily made for my skin type. I don't have mature skin, so I don't need much tightened yet. I'll get there one day, but right now I don't need much tightened, though I do feel it tightening up my face, so I think it works in that aspect. However, I can't wear makeup over top because it literally peels right off and destroys my base, so I was not a fan of this. I've heard other people say they've had more of a successful time than I did with this, so do keep that in mind. The next product that I have is from Glossier. I have a bunch of Glossier stuff in today's video because I've been testing them. So this is the Future Dew Oil Serum Hybrid. Now, I really like this, however, it is a bit heavy. If I'm going for a light makeup day, or especially if I'm wearing heavy makeup, I don't want this because it will thicken up that makeup even more. So if I don't want my face to feel weighed down, then I won't wear this. It is really like a serum. I mostly prefer this for skincare or bare skin days. Very hydrating, leaves a really pretty dew behind the skin, but in terms of using it before makeup, I have not been a fan, but it is a nice serum oil kind of hybrid. That's literally what they call it, and it does work, but it's not great for before makeup in my opinion. The e.l.f. Power Grip Primer with niacinamide. So this is their classic Power Grip Primer with niacinamide. It's a different color. I don't really notice any difference between the two. I like this primer. Does it help with longevity? TBD on my end. I'm not really sure, but I do feel like this does leave a grippier base behind. I feel more secure when I wear something like this. Not sure if I actually need it or not, but it does have a hydration factor, which I do like. And now with that niacinamide, what does niacinamide even do? It does something good, right? I know what it does, but now I can't remember because I'm on the spot, but I like it. Okay, so this one is a gem. Oh my gosh. From Say, this is the Glowy Super Gel in Star Glow. This is great as a natural highlight. This is great all over the skin for a dewy glow. I love this underneath makeup when I want more of a dewy glow. I love this all over my skin, and then with just a concealer, a little bit of powder, and then you have super glowy skin. And this is great because it's not a heavy feel to the skin. Sometimes I find with glowy primers that they feel heavy or they're too much. This one, it feels like nothing on the skin. So it's super lightweight and it does give a really nice glow that's not too crazy, but it also isn't subtle. So it is going to help with the foundation that you put over top still have a glow to it. Love this. This is one of my new favorite products. I have a number of foundations to share with you. The first one is from Gucci. This is the Eternity Day Beauty. And I talked about this, I think it was in a Beauty Buff tutorial, but this replaced the old Gucci foundation, and I don't know what's different about the two, but I know that I like this better. I feel like this can be glowy, but it can also be matte depending on what products you pair it with. It has a decent lasting time. This is not an all-time favorite foundation of mine, but I do really, really enjoy it. It's not on the top list of recommendations I'd offer, especially for the price point, but I do think it's a nice foundation. With the older formulation, I found that it made my skin look dry and heavy. This one does not, so this is why I like this one better. It's definitely the improved version. Then I have from Too Faced the Born This Way Healthy Glow Moisturizing Skin Tint. Oh, dropped my phone. This is an interesting one. It's quite tricky because I really do like this, but less is more with this. I find that when I over apply this, the product does really break up. And so it's weird because either I love it when I wear it or I absolutely hate it. I haven't found the correlation between like maybe it's my base, is it what I'm doing? I am not sure. Is it how much? I'm pretty sure it's how much. So less is more with this. It will wear better the less you apply, but sometimes it looks really great and very few times, but still there's been those times where I feel like it's really broken up around the mouth. So this is not a 100% consistent product. So do keep that in mind, but I do love this for dry skin. And for me, the good times have outweighed the bad with this. Okay, now this one I think is probably my favorite foundation in today's video. This is from Laura Mercier. I think they kicked butt with it. This is the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I feel like this gives almost full coverage, and it also really does perfect the look of my skin. It's one of my more favorite foundations that have launched recently, not a top fiver. So, you know, this isn't changing the game for me, but it is a really nice, reliable foundation. I think Laura Mercier did a good job with this. And for me, this is really good when I want a perfected, pretty much full coverage look that's gonna last a long time. I find that this wears really well throughout the day. So I am enjoying this a lot. I said this, new favorite foundations at launch. It's one of the better ones. And then the next one that I've been trying, this is the last foundation for today's video, is from Glossier. This is the Perfecting Skin Tint. This is tinted water, in my opinion. It doesn't do much, but if you don't want much to happen, then I think you will enjoy this. I remember when I was a bridal artist, I did have clients that kind of would ask for the look that this gives. So there is a clientele for it. I'm not sure that I'm that person. I think the finish is pretty. It does add a hydration and a glow to the skin, but it doesn't do anything in the way of coverage. So for me, I just feel like it's a little bit of an extra step. Not in love, great for teenagers, or I think it's also just a really great feel and consistency for mature skin as well. I have an under eye corrector by Pixi. This is the Correction Concentrate in Brightening Peach. I think for me, the shade is a little bit on the deep side for what I prefer for color correction, but I've got a little bit more blue going on recently, and this has done a really nice job. It's a harder formula. It's a little bit more sticky. I do like to apply it with a brush and then push it out with my finger to warm it up. It definitely gets the job done. It doesn't move around. It's not too creamy to where it moves around with the product that you put over top. So I think this is a really great option to pick up at Target if you want. I like it. I think it's nice. I have the IRL Filter Finish Soft Matte Concealer from Makeup Revolution. It's on this eye. I would say it gives a medium coverage. I typically really like Makeup Revolution concealers, and I think I like this one. Now this one has been difficult because nothing stands out to me as like an amazing concealer about this, but it also, I don't really have anything bad to say as well. It's not overly hydrating, but it also isn't too drying. It's like just kind of there doing its job, doing what it's supposed to do. So I have enjoyed this. I think this is a nice addition to the drugstore because concealers can go very bad at the drugstore. This one won't mess you up. I think it looks good. Not super full coverage, so do keep that in mind, but it's a good everyday concealer, and it's really affordable coming from Makeup Revolution. Another concealer, which I also very much enjoy and is also from the drugstore, is from Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Glow Concealer. I really like this because it's one of the few concealers from the drugstore that's lighter coverage and glowy. I feel like there aren't a lot of drugstore concealers that have this finish and level of coverage, so it's really great for everyday light makeup, just a little pinch of coverage if you need it. And what I think makes this unique is the glowier finish that it has. I can't name any drugstore concealers that are like this, so I think this is a unique addition. You know, it's not great for my full coverage days, but it wears good. It's good for those certain light coverage days. I very much enjoy it. I definitely recommend it if it sounds like it has qualities that you'd be interested in. Moving into powders, I only have one. This is from CoverGirl. This is the Clean Invisible Loose Powder. I really enjoy the quality of this powder. I think it sets makeup great. It's a little bit more on the heavier duty side, so it's not like this cloud lightweight on your skin, but it sets the makeup in, and I do think it blurs my pores. What I don't like about this, and what I think for me might be the deal breaker, is the packaging is terrible. You're supposed to pull this cap off. It's a mess. It explodes if you've been storing it upside down. This packaging is awful. It is a battle to open it, and that turns me off, which is upsetting because the product is really great. Like, just add a twisty cap, CoverGirl. I have a powder bronzer from Pomegranate. Love these. I've been using these a lot. So I had Bronze Dawn and the Nude Honey, which is a little bit more cool. Today I used Bronze Dawn, which is more on the warm side, but I would say the shade that I'm reaching for the most is Nude Honey, that cooler one. I just prefer the look of it on me, but overall I think it's a beautiful formula. They came a little bit too late. You know, Pat McGrath took a while to launch it, so it's not something that you need. It's an expensive bronzer, and you know, the drugstore has some phenomenal bronzers, so it's not like a must-have. But if you love Pat McGrath and you love the luxury experience, I do recommend the bronzers. They blend out easily. I feel like they apply the perfect amount of color. The shades are beautiful on the skin. I really love the formula. So if you are interested in the brand name or the luxury experience, you won't be disappointed with that. I've been testing the Glossier Cloud Paint Blush. I'm on the bandwagon with this now. This has been super popular from the brand for years, and I finally got to try it. I even picked up a new shade during the Sephora sale, which will be in an upcoming speed reviews, but this shade Beam is a lighter pink, so it is more on the natural side, but it looks really beautiful on bare skin. So I like this formula a lot. It goes over powder well, and it also goes over bare skin well, so it's very versatile in that way. I can definitely see why so many people love it, especially for that minimal aesthetic kind of look, or for people who are new to makeup or younger girls who are getting into makeup. I see the appeal of these. These are beautiful no matter what age you are or what stage in life you are. Great for young skin, great for mature skin. You can't go wrong with this formula. And then these are a random thing that I opened from ColourPop. I get a lot of their collections. So these are from the Snow White collection. They're the only things I've tried from the Snow White collection. They're the Super Shock blushes in Just Rosy and I Wish I Wish. Really cute. I like the Super Shock blush formulas. These do have a bit of glitter in them. So if you don't like glitter particles, you won't like these, especially since you are putting them over a little bit of a larger area over the cheek. I don't love that, but it's not a turn off. I Wish I put over the cream blush, and it just added a really pretty highlighted look. This one is definitely more light. If you have a medium to deep complexion, this is going to be more so of a highlight on you. For me, it just turned my blush into something shimmery. I like it. It's not my all-time favorite, but I enjoyed having it in my drawer and playing with it. And then the shade Just Rosy is what I use for depth. I don't really like the gold shimmers in here, but it did add some depth today. So I like to apply it over the cheek with a sponge, and very pretty. And then I also have been using from Sydney Grace this Luminous Light Cheek Quad, where you get 2 blushes, a highlight, and a bronzer. This has come in handy. I mean, it just has some really great stable colors. They do offer this for different skin tones, so the shades would be a bit different. The highlight's a bit white on me, but overall, Sydney Grace does a beautiful job with their powder formulations, and this is beautiful. I even have the bronzer in my crease right now. It's a nice little quad. It's not a necessity for me as somebody who has such a large collection, but if you do like to support indie brands, I think that they did a great job with this. Very buttery kind of formula. Use a lighter hand because they can be a bit pigmented, but other than that, good formula. Next up, from IT Cosmetics, this is the last thing for complexion. It's the Your Skin But Better setting spray. I mean, I wouldn't say this necessarily does a lot, but it just has hyaluronic acid, coconut water, and aloe vera extract, which is going to hydrate the face. So I've been enjoying this for that extra shot of hydration. It also says it does help makeup last longer, like 16 hours. Cannot confirm that, cannot deny it either, but I like this for the hydrating ingredients in here. The spray, though, is a bit strong. Moving on to eyes, I have 2 eyebrow products from Glossier. The first being the Brow Flick in the shade Brown. This is fine, but I don't like eyebrow markers, and this didn't change that for me. I was hoping because this was so popular, I'd feel some type of way about it. I like that not too much color comes out, so it doesn't look like you used a Crayola marker in your brows. So it deposits the perfect amount of color in marker form. So I do like that about this, but just generally speaking, my brows require more than just a marker. I kind of like the powder and cream aspect where I can blend that out. You just can't get that with a marker, so just not a type of product that I use, but I think they did a good job with the marker. And then also boy brow, I'm not as into either. I just am more inclined to reach for other brow gels than this. I don't feel like it does give enough hold. My brows are pretty stubborn. They like to fall pretty fast. This adds a nice thickness to them for sure, but it's not an all-time favorite. It doesn't stand out to me on the market, but it's fine. For the eyelids, I have these Pat McGrath liquid eyeshadows that came out in a couple collections. The Love collection, it came out a couple collections ago. I really like these. I think they're nice. I was hoping they would give a little bit more because they are Pat McGrath, and Pat McGrath, she can bring it. I don't think she brought it, but she did bring a good formula, that's for certain. Today I have Divine Champagne on my eyes. It's a pretty champagne shade. What I like about these is they dry down to be a powder. They don't get like crepey or creasy or harden on the eyelid, so they really are malleable with whatever type of eyelid you have, like mature or oily. It's nice because they feel like a powder. They're just not as impactful as I wanted, but I think they're gorgeous. They're very easy to use. They are a lovely formula, but my expectations were different than the reality of what the product ended up being. But overall, she did not put out a bad formula. I think it's really nice, actually, so I do enjoy those. These have been in my drawer for months, and I forgot about them. So this is where, like, I really mean it when every single product I try ends up in here, and I forgot about these from the ColourPop Hocus Pocus 2 collection. So clearly I haven't used these much in the most recent months, but I did want to update you that these are starting to dry out. These are the Jelly Much shadows, so in a few months, you gotta get your use out of them because they are not the same consistency they were when I first got these. They're gorgeous colors, I just didn't use them that much. Shishka Baby is this really cool orangey fire color. I created the coolest look with this. I also had a few fun looks with the I Am Calm, which is like a golden white shift. But I'm actually after this going to get rid of these because they dry very quickly. So if you buy the ColourPop Jelly Much shadows, get your use out of them right away to get the most when they're that really nice jelly formula. This has been a really good eyeliner from Glossier. This is the Pro Tip eyeliner. It's a very, very precise, very easy to get a thin line on the eyelid. Not as black or as pigmented as I would like, but I can look past it for how easy it just glides over. So this is a really, really nice liquid liner. It lasts a long time. So if you're looking for precision, you want to be able to get a really thin, precise line. You can get that with this Glossier one. They did a great job. Two mascaras. I love both. So this first one is from e.l.f. It's the Lash and Roll Mascara. I have it on this eye right here. I feel like this gives me some really fabulous length, which might not look that impressive to you, but I don't have impressive eyelashes. I am not gifted in that department. However, I really like how this looks on my lower lashes because of the length and separation that it gives. e.l.f. killed it with this mascara. This came out of nowhere and I just keep grabbing for it. I really like the way that the applicator brushes out my eyelashes. It's great. And then another one that I like from Sephora is the Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara. And some people said it was clumpy. I don't really feel that way. I feel like it really does make my lashes very, very thick, but not in a clumpy way. But do keep in mind, I'm not working with much, so maybe if you have more lashes, it's more prone to clumpiness. But for me, this really does thicken my eyelashes. This is just one coat. I didn't even bother double coating it. So e.l.f. gives length. Fenty Hella Thick literally makes my lashes hella thick. All of the advertisements, in my opinion, are super true. Love this. And I even did an ad with them and people were like, no, I don't take ads for ish I don't like. This really worked for me. And then moving on to the final category, which is the lips. I blew out my hair. This has nothing to do with lips. A few days ago, and it's holding on pretty good, all things considered. Anyways, lips, Too Faced Extreme Lip Shaper. I'm here to take away my original thoughts on this. I tried this on in a first impressions, and I said I really liked these. I take it back. It's a shame. I like the consistency of these. I like the colors. What I don't like is it burns so bad. It takes a bit for the burning to set in, but baby, like 5 minutes in, my lips are burning. 15 minutes in, my lips are still burning. These are a painful little lip liner, and I normally like the feeling of burning, but this is a little excessive for a lip liner, and it doesn't add any additional plump. A lip liner is naturally going to make your lips more full because that's the job of the lip liner, but you can get that with any lip liner that doesn't burn your lips. So it's just an unnecessary, painful burn. I could be convinced more probably if that burn were in a lip gloss, but I don't like the lip liner burn. Not a fan. Colors are beautiful. Quality is fine. But the burn, I can't get past it. And then I also have these lip liners that I've been using all the time from Catrice. These are also the plumping lip liners, but they don't burn. Okay, that's why we like them. Now, where these lack is, I would say they're not the longest lasting lip liner in the world, but they are very, very affordable, creamy to apply, really great color range. So these I think are a hit from the drugstore. They aren't gonna outlast my Pat McGrath or my Charlotte Tilbury lip liners, which I feel like just last forever. But for the price point, I definitely recommend these. I think they are beautiful. Couple Glossier lip products. I have the Ultra Lip, and then also these are the Generation Matte Lips. So the Ultra Lip, actually I have on my lips right now, is in the shade Villa. Also in my overlays, ignore my Miranda Sings over lip line. We did fix that. But this shade is so beautiful, and I feel like this plumps over the lips. It adds a nice sheen. This is a gorgeous product. I'm even considering purchasing other colors because I think this also does last a long time given that it does have a sheen. I think Glossier killed it with this. What I'm not reaching for as much is the matte lipstick. It's fine. It's a little harder than I prefer. Like, we have some drag when we apply. It will warm up to the touch of your lips, but it's not my favorite. I mean, it looks good. This is a shade Cake. It's a nice neutral nude. It's not something I'm like turning my nose up to. It's fine. It adds color to my lips. I just prefer the hydrating formula much more. Lip gloss. I got these fun guys from Catrice. These are the Lip Jam Hydrating Lip Glosses. Now, it doesn't really matter what shade you pick up. They're all kind of sheer, but the nostalgia of it all is so fun, and this really does add like a nice sheen to the lips. It's not my favorite lip gloss formula. It kind of is a little Vaseline-y to me, but I don't care. It smells so good. I got the strawberry one right now, and it does add just like a nice quick gloss. It's gonna disappear in like 30 seconds. The longevity in this, it's not fantastic. I can't lie, but it's fun to have in your purse, and I really like it. And it's very, very cheap, but I really like it. And then the last 30th product that I have in today's video is the Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss. These are from their purple or the violet collection that they launched. I love this formula, super smoothing to the lips, very plumping. But the shade from this lavender collection, what are they? Lavender Sorbet and Violet Bloom. These colors, they just aren't flattering on me. And I'm a girl who loves purple, but I've not reached for these very often because I just don't like these colors. They have better colors in the line, trust me. But the Violet Bloom, it really does give more color than I thought, but it just doesn't flatter me. And so does the Lavender Sorbet. Like, it's more sheer. I'm more likely to wear Lavender Sorbet, but still it's like this milky, unflattering tone to it. So love the formula. Don't love the colors, haven't ended up wearing them. So there we have it, you guys. 30 makeup reviews, and I made it in under 30 minutes. Well under, plenty of time. So those are my final thoughts after testing these products multiple times. With multiple products, these now get to go hit, that's the wrong direction. These now get to go hit the main population and be put into my makeup drawers. Stay tuned, stay subscribed to my channel because I already have the next drawer for the next video quite filled, so I'm always testing a lot of new things, so this drawer fills up fast. So if you like this video, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell, right? Is that what people say? Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.